Hey guys, if you're interested in this game, perhaps you want to give it a check to Labyrinth of Refrain, Coven of Dusk. It is supposed to be the spiritual successor. I want to believe that also of what happens in this game. I don't want to spoil anything big, and how some things turn out as they did. But I want to assume that it's going to have a link in some way about Refrain, mainly because of how it ends. And when I mean how it ends, is the post-content, after the grindfest that you have to finish to get those final pieces of story. I believe it is an interesting story, with many twists and bizarre things going on. But definitely is not going to be a story for everyone, as it sometimes has some iffy moments, the characters are likable, charming, edgy, dumb, funny, and the story turns into something much more mature as it progresses. However, it is a niche genre, and NIS America makes some crazy grindfest out of these games. So if you ask me how it is going to turn everything out, I am almost sure it's going to be another interesting grindfest. What I hope for is that they improve the character creation, because I had some issues beating that last boss. Even when I had defensive characters, mages, and several possible combinations, just one group was able to make it out alive. And yeah, the game was presented with several options, but as character creation goes, everything funneled into a couple of good units. That's regarding the post-content. Just keep in mind that you will have to optimize units a lot, and even when doing it, you can still get wrecked. If your objective is just finishing the main story, what I can tell you about Refrain is that just the super bosses, and of course the last main boss, were the hard ones. Up until those enemies, there was no real need to farm extensively to get a decent result. The character progression and difficulty flow more or less without that many issues up until that moment. And in the post-content, while you can still use almost whatever tactic, the next huge step is going to be against that last boss, and perhaps a hidden enemy somewhere. Be prepared for several equipment checks, and always keep in mind that it is an RPG. Strategy is going to be key here. Take your time to read every single detail that you can. Read with detail what the NPCs tell you, because a good number of times they say important things about ways to beat some bosses, or where to go, what to do, and stuff like that. At least in the dungeon, because the story, well, that's another different topic. And if you brute force your way through the story, it's going to be something hard as heck. You can definitely do it, but that is what people usually complain about, that they have to increase a lot of levels, grind, and so on. So I'll repeat it once again. Take your time to read mechanics, units, what NPC says, and stuff like that, because that way you save yourself a lot of frustrations. Otherwise, it is most likely going to become into another dropout. That's like a super summarized version of what I do expect. But in its proper time, I'll let you know how things turn out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.